Anything on your end? Andy?
Yeah, it's live.
Oh, you're live. Oh, cool. Good. That's what I was waiting to hear from you. Woo! Man. All right. We are making this happen. All right, I'm just going to go over to the Twitch channel so I can see comments and then. So you want to read everything? All right, see it. Well, to be honest, I'm not going to be able to read comments while I'm playing this game because this game is tough. So you can see them. So if you see anything that's you want me to answer, just let me know. All right.
Hmm.
All right. We're here. All right. So excited to be playing this game. And nervous too. This game is pretty tough. Everybody, welcome to the stream. I am Radical Reggie. Hope you all are having a great day. Man, this game takes me back. Oh my gosh. You come to appreciate like games when they have like cinematics like this, especially for a shoot 'em up. I really like that. A lot of shoot 'em ups today, they don't really, go into the story too much. That's okay, but this game definitely does. And that's cool with me. Alright, let's see here.
So, hello everybody. Sorry for the late start.
Andy, I'm so sorry. Totally forgot to introduce you like that.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Obviously, Radical Reggie's here.
Yeah.
Sorry for the technical issues. We're live. We're doing this. This game is really difficult.
Yes.
And we're happy with this release. We'll be re-releasing it, hopefully, ETA March, April, spring.
Right on.
But yeah, pre-orders are closing this weekend. So if you're gonna pre-order, please go ahead and pre-order through doing !shop, which should give you the link to the website. For North America, it's limited run games and Castlevania games, and for Europe, you have a variety, including strictly limited games and Dragon Box Shop, as well as many others. So yeah, that's for the Gaiares pre-orders. We're also doing a giveaway. If you do ! Giveaway into the chat, it'll spit out a little link for you to enter for a giveaway to get a free copy of Gaiares once it's available. So yeah, that's exciting stuff, and you can go ahead and start whenever you're ready.
I'm actually kind of nervous now. I was practicing the other day, but it's like, man, I'm hoping I can at least get to the third level. Take a deep breath. Let's do this.
Yep. And just some quick pointers. I don't know. I think I gave you some info on this, but so Gaiares is a very unique shooter, at least for its time. At least when it was released in 89, 90.
Yeah. One of the things with it is that in order to get upgrades in this game, you actually have to send out options to attack your enemies and take their weapons away from them. It's pretty trippy.
Yeah, and it's a very risk-reward, especially because, so if you hold it in front of you, it actually blocks some gunfire from enemies. So it's really useful defensively, but when you send it out, you're completely helpless.
Yes, that's like...
So you can screw yourself over pretty easily.
You can. And you gotta make sure you know how to use your speed, too, like how to make your ship go faster. You see that little max up there? Low, medium, and max. Max, you definitely have to use for bosses because they attack crazy.
Yeah, definitely. And then also the other cool thing about this, when I played it, I didn't even know about it until we started doing this re-release. There's like optional paths. So like if you stick to the upper screen in this area, you'll go in a different direction. But if you go on the lower screen, you'll go into some cavern, which is different.
Which one do you think is easier?
They're both pretty hard. I know the cavern has a clear screen power up, the one that kills all the enemies, but I don't remember if there's anything special up top.
Oh gosh.
They're saying the game music is a little bit too loud. I don't know if you can pause it and down there.
Let's give it a little pause here. Sorry about that, folks. Let's try that. That sounds a bit better.
So this first mini boss is pretty powerful, because if you steal his weapon, you get the Giga Beam, and a lot of people seem to think that's like one of the best weapons.
I should have got it just now.
There's other times you'll get it too. So yeah, this part, see, it takes you up here. Oh, there's your screen things. So now you have the shield power up, and it slowly deteriorates depending on how many attacks you get hit by. So you can last a long time with this if you're good at dodging.
Go there, keep it until it gets to the boss.
Yep. I think it's roughly like 5 hits, or 5 light hits and 2 strong hits.
Does it sound better, folks?
Yeah, it looks like the sound is better on everyone.
Good. Load of eardrums or nothing.
And yeah, speaking of the sound, that's another unique thing about the game is it has a pretty booming soundtrack for an early Genesis game.
Yeah, I feel like this game was way ahead of its time. You know, I wasn't really a big shoot 'em up fan, but I remember seeing Jamie's picture in the ad saying, Gaiares is number 1.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. You know.
Yeah, we're very lucky that we were able to connect with him. He's a really smart guy. Like if you get this release of ours, we did an interview with him. Yeah, the dude like is very well educated. He went to university, got his degree, he's working in tech and all that stuff. Answered a few questions about his time at renovation products and yeah, I mean people. The one thing I found funny is like people really didn't believe that was actually him, but yeah, 100% legit. 30 years later, that's good old James.
Oh no!
You got this. You got this.
I got nervous, man.
You gotta aim for the head and the body when she does the little Hadoukens. So here they'll throw like little enemies that you can steal weapons from. And unfortunately, I think no, they don't. Not on this boss, huh? Yeah, you're just stuck with the pea shooter.
Oh, should have moved forward. Fast action, folks.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's no shame in dying here, trust me. I should also mention, you should, most bosses, there's very few bosses you can actually steal a weapon from. This one is definitely not one of them. She'll throw 3 out. Almost to phase 2.
I know. And you just think this head in front of me. That's what it is. Don't cover now. You gotta see where this thing comes in handy. Especially I don't have any upgrades.
For any shoot 'em up lover, collector, enjoyer, this is definitely one you want for your library. It's like I said, it's very early, reminiscent of R-Type, mostly because of the capsule ship, but it's used way differently.
It is. I'm like in hardcore mode now. I gotta get this done.
You will, dude. Trust me.
I'm so close, man. Once the boss turns pink, I'll be good. But I wish I had my upgrades.
Yeah.
Come on. So did you play this back in the day when it first came out?
I did not. I actually didn't hear about this game until much later. I'm trying to remember what year it was, but like I saw people play it. I saw people speedrun it or try to speedrun it, but they found out that you couldn't really speedrun the game because everything's just like locked tight. You can't really go farther than what the game lets you move forward as. But yeah, I think it was. I didn't really play it like fully until like 2 years ago, like last year, I think.
Really? I played it around, it was like 50 years ago when I started getting into Genesis games. And I kind of started getting into shooters because of this game called Death Smiles. Like getting into shooters again. And I saw this game. After all the years of seeing it in the magazine, tried it out, and like, I was pretty good at it. At least I thought I was. But it takes some getting used to. Those of you guys that play games like R-Type, you're good at those, you'll know what I'm talking about when it comes to this game. This game is like, man, it's very intense, as you can see.
One question someone asked right now is what other renovation titles we'd love to re-release. There's a lot, and I mean, gosh, there's a lot of renovation games that people don't really attach to them. Like I know the Alice series is one of them. There's a lot of shooters too.
I think Troubleshooter might be one of them that people would like to see.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be a great one. Because Troubleshooter finishes the game. It was really hard to come by back in the day.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch. Unfortunately, most of the releases were on disc consoles, so like the PC Engine CD, Sega CD, stuff like that. That's a little bit tougher to do. But yeah, we'll see what the future holds. There's definitely a lot to choose from. The folks that we've been working with have been really cool with us. And yeah, speaking on the difficulty, the developers had done a few interviews in the past, and they were asked about the difficulty, and they were like, they finished the game and they submitted it, and they were asked to make it even harder.
Well, back in the day, they wanted games to be hard, especially for American audiences, because they were renting more. And then finishing the first rental, they rented again, and that was the way they keep people like looking at some of these games. But it's actually, it's not. Jeez. What's throwing me off is the debris in the background. I feel like it's gonna hit me.
Yeah, that's another thing with the game, since it's one of the early 8 meg, they added like a lot of scrolling backgrounds that can kind of confuse you. Like you're mostly fighting the visuals when you are the boss.
I got a trick though I think I can use to get this boss. Thanks, Keith. One of the boss's favorites. This is an old trick we used to use back in the day. For any game that was too tough. I should use it there. Here we go. This time we got it, guys. That's why it's very important to have your best upgrades when you fight bosses. Remember those level layouts as well as you can. And then, you know what to have when you fight some of these bosses. Oh, I shouldn't have said anything. I feel like I started to see the pattern.
Yeah, you dodge the fireballs, and when she does the triple shot, just move forward a little bit. And then she'll charge you. If you get too close to her, she'll start charging you, which is nice.
Yeah. What's cool about this release too is that it's American and Japanese on the same part.
Yeah, that was I mean, the reasons why, I have no idea. But it looks like they just wanted to do a simultaneous release, because like when this came out, they had already set up their American distribution company. So they were just like out in Japan in '89 and out in the US early 1990. Ready to go. The only difference you'll see in the Japanese version is that it's in Japanese by default. Well, also the names of the characters. Because in the English version, the pilot's name is Dan Dare, and then in the Japanese version, it's already escaped my mind. What's it called? He's called Diaz. That's right. So and all the character names are different in the Japanese version. You got this. Close. You can always let the credit timer go out and then start over and get some better weapons. There you go.
Gaiares is number 1. You know,
And you did it with the base weapon.
Yeah, the base weapon, not all of them. Woo. All right. So here's like the patterns, different like paths you could take. It shows you kind of.
Yeah, it's weird that they show you a map because nothing really gets highlighted, but it's pretty cool. So, one of these, not these enemies, but the ones once you stop scrolling downwards, there's enemies that you can steal a weapon from. That's the homing laser. That's pretty good. I think it's these satellites, yeah.
I had it too.
So yeah, they're pretty strong. Yeah, that's another thing that Coffee Cup Arcade brought up too. Is like some of these developers from early Renovation games would go on to form other studios and teams, and like, so Renovation was part of the Telenet Japan, I believe. And Telenet Japan had a bunch of studios that they made. You know, Renovation was their console game company, basically. But one of the other teams that they had was Wolf Team, and they ended up starting the Tales series, and they ended up joining Bandai.
The Tales series, man. That goes back.
Oops.
I need to get a shield.
This is what you guys are in for.
Yep.
Trust me, it's worth it though.
It is, it's fun. Just have the right weapons. That's what it's all about in these shooting. Like, you want to have the right weapon to utilize certain parts of the game. Not a lot.
Yeah, for this section, I would probably recommend like dropping your speed a bit. There's a lot of good renovation games out there. I'm just starting to remember some of them. They also like Time Gown too, if I'm not mistaken.
Time Gown? You remember
Which it's not a very good game, but I remember seeing the ads for it because it was like it's kind of like a, what's the name of that game? Dragon's Lair
that? Yeah.
style
I also,
game where you just pick the direction as the cutscene plays.
I think I got a load of save state here. There we go. Let's try from this part again.
Love it.
I want to get as far as I can, but I want to at least get to the third level. So everybody how this game looks. This game, man, you think it shines now. Wait till you see the later levels.
Oh yeah, I mean it takes you to like every stage except probably like stage 7 has like a completely different look to it. Yeah, another good game is what is it, Soul Feast? Or I guess over here it's called Soul Beast.
Yeah, that was a really good one. Remember that? I think that game actually came packaged with a Sega CD back in the day.
Yeah, it's a weird one because I think in Japan it was released on Engine CD, I want to say.
Yeah,
and they weren't going to release it on the console at all. And then when they brought it over here, they're like, "Oh, let's just change a letter and release it with the CD." And then eventually, I think they made a cartridge as well.
Yeah, for Genesis, and you don't really hear about that one actually too much, which is kind of strange.
That one came out like super late, I think, in the Genesis.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and try to do the first level again, take the other path. Maybe that, because this path is not going well for me at all right now.
I think even if you start over with credits, it starts you at that stage anyway.
Really?
At the start, if I'm not mistaken.
I wish. Maybe you have to push a certain button or something like that.
You're just doing it for the stream. You're trying to show everyone all the path. It's all good.
Okay, cool. Not my skills.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, most of you watching, I'm pretty good at shooting up games, but the Genesis titles are pretty challenging, man. I gotta get my skills up to play some of these. I mean, if I could beat something like Blade Lancer, I think I could do it.
Yeah, that's another great game. There's so many good shooters like from the late 80s, early 90s that just like
I know it.
We're experimenting with so many different things. But yeah, if don't forget to join up for the giveaway that's available. !1 giveaway. Click the link, enter, get a free copy.
Yeah.
I think these guys will give you the spread weapon, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, I'll try that.
Little circle dudes, egg dudes. You know, I think his game playing days are long gone. I wouldn't be surprised if he was like, "Oh no, I'm really bad at it," and then he gets it and he just rocks house with it because the dude was like, he was a playtester for them for a long time. Well, at least not a long time, for the few years that they were open, where he was. But the other thing was that they he would go to E3 shows with them, or not E3, sorry, CES shows, and he would literally be out there playing all day, you know. And he shares some good stories about that in the interview that we did with him. Yeah, I want to hear some Gaiares remixes. People should totally get down with this.
Here in the
Yeah, this one takes you to, yeah, you'll fight the same mini boss, I think. Or maybe not.
Damn it!
No, it is. It's the same one.
Okay. That lost that with a good weapon.
You can try again.
I like how this game gives you pretty good checkpoints. I mean, definitely, if you get to a boss, you get a kill, you pretty much start at that boss again. Some games don't let you do that, and it kind of kills the momentum a little bit. You know, this game keeps you in the rhythm, which is cool.
There's a couple that are kind of like infuriating. I think like stage 5 or 6. One of the later ones has like a checkpoint where it's literally like you could just get like this gunfire spread from a bunch of enemies within like 2 seconds of starting. It's like pretty brutal. So yeah, that's the other thing too. You can upgrade your weapon up to 3 times. I think almost all of them go up to 3 times. There's also 3 hidden weapons. I actually didn't know about this until like way later when we were playtesting.
Oh, really?
And it's based on how many captures you do on an enemy, I believe. Like if you do like 200 weapon captures, you get like a secret weapon. And I've tried the secret weapons, and I think one of them that has a gigantic missile spread is pretty good. But the other ones you're just gonna have to find out. They're pretty interesting. Once it's fully upgraded, you actually shoot from behind, which is kind of useful.
That's freaking awesome. It makes me feel super safe.
Yeah, you just gotta pay attention to your shipping and make sure you don't get hit by anything.
Yeah, once I get to that mini boss, would be good. Whoa! See, he almost crashed through.
The mini boss has that Giga Beam. This weapon's pretty good too.
Oh my god. It's starting to get tough. Crashed right into me. We gotta get back in it, folks. We can't go out like that. But I was saying earlier though, like I like shoot 'em ups, but you know I even like them a little more when they have a little story to them. You know, like this game rewards you with story cutscenes and stuff like that. You know, I know a lot of shoot 'em up fans probably don't care about that anymore, but I just like that because you know that's kind of like a reward for being good back in the day. Or, you know, get far in the game and get a little story.
Yeah, you'll see that from a lot of releases from Japan, like especially like late 80s, early 90s, because that's when like anime and was being used in like in many other different mediums, other than just like this TV shows. Like you'll start seeing them in like movie theaters. It'll be like publications, magazines, manga, and all that stuff. So it was everywhere. And so they were like, yeah, well, let's just add these cutscenes since we have all the extra space. And it it was a hit. And if you look at other renovation games, they kept with the art style.
All right, please don't mess up.
Yeah, it's one hit death.
Well, if you have the shield,
Yeah.
you're good. I kill him and he kills me.
Oh no.
Man, dude. I cannot believe that just happened. Alright, I know how we're gonna get past it.
He's mad.
Oh my god, and I say that and I crash into him.
Yeah, I will say, like, one shooter that really got me my shoot 'em up Twitch, not Twitch, I don't want to call it Twitch, but like, really made me better at shooters was Ikaruga. When I
Wow,
started
that's what I do not like, man. I mean, but if you get good at that game, you get good at it, you really got some skills because the color changing in that game is like insane to me. Even though this is the first level, you gotta really pay attention.
Yeah, that's one that, like, if you really need to pay attention to, like, I would catch, like, oh, that's not my bullet. Plus, there's that video of a guy who speed runs it, playing both players using 2 joysticks.
Really?
Yep. You want to spend, I don't know, like half an hour watching that? It's amazing.
Alright, checkpoint. Whew. There's that cave you're talking about. Shield! Alright, oh. Great, you're gonna start falling. Oh, you can see which one's gonna
Yeah, don't forget, everybody, pre-orders are going to end on the 19th. So, if you pre-order, do it pretty quick because time's running out. The boss is the same, it's just I think the checkpoint might start you down here, and you might actually, if you die, you might be able to get some enemy power-ups before. So,
okay.
don't hold me to that. I think you're set up quite well to fight it.
Yeah. I think I'm at the end of my shield pretty much, so you know, if I mess with the boss, I have a little backup here.
I think once you're red, you get like 1 or 2 more hits.
All right.
we do it.
That's right. Okay, back to the map again. Yeah, you were right about the map earlier. You have no idea where you're at.
Yeah, according to the story, like you're going basically chasing down their commanders or generals before they invade Earth. Yeah, just a quick recap on the story, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I think what 3005, the world is completely polluted, and then some alien empires coming to invade and take all your pollution to make weapons out of them. So you offer the opportunity to save the Earth from a different empire who wants to help you, and their ambassador decides to join Dan Dare, the pilot, and gives him the TOZ, or TOZ, which is that little capsule that's next to your ship. She acts as your navigator, and you're going after these generals, so once you defeat them all, that really... I forgot the name of the empire. But they'll hook you up either with a new planet or repair Earth's atmosphere. Pretty good story, at least for late 90s.
And the cutscenes look outstanding, so, you know. I keep wondering how this game would have been if the guys would say, make it harder.
Yeah, right. They probably would add damage or health or something like that.
Right.
To your ship, at least. What was it Fire Shark that had like a weird mechanic where like it's you basically one hit kills you, but it actually like sets your plane on fire and then you slowly crash down, so you can actually take some enemies down with you.
Was that Fire Shark? I don't know. That's a cool little add-in though. It makes sense.
Yeah, it just kind of sucks because you don't even know when you get hit until your plane like has a little fire thing on it, and you're like, well, I'm still flying, I'm still shooting, I'm alive, and then you just crash and burn. That's the other thing too. The TOZ does actually do damage, even if it misses. Like if it hits any ships on the way back, it'll actually do damage to them. It doesn't work on bosses though.
I can't go out like this, man. I gotta get passes for everyone. You know, it's funny, when I played it the other day, I got a little bit further than this. So I was hoping to get there and move on, but I don't know.
I feel that, man. Some nights when we're playtesting, it's like breeze through like level 4, no problems, and then it just never comes back. Yeah, later levels you actually get like ships coming from above and below. You'll almost never have enemies coming out of the left side of the screen, which is good.
I had a way of getting past that part, I just didn't do it. Oh my god.
Yeah, those are They hone in on you.
Yeah, they do. This game says, pay attention.
Always be looking at your ships.
Yeah. Oh my god. Alright, let's keep this thing in front of us. Crashing.
Oh, that's another thing I should probably talk about. So if you're in Europe, you probably almost never saw this release, and it's weird because this and I think a bunch of other renovation games were going to be released in Europe. I think published by Ubisoft, and that deal fell through for whatever reason. So Europe never got Gaiares until like way later, and it was essentially just the Japanese version. With just an updated manual in French. And I think it was mostly in France and Belgium that got it. So any of our European friends, they actually, very rare for them.
I just can't get past those lasers now. Is that it? Oh. Ugh. Oh my god. This is fun. That part. Thinking about it.
Oh, that's another thing. To go into the options, you hold the face button and then press start at the beginning, and there's a configuration.
Okay, let's try that real fast. Oops. So what was again?
Hold A, B, or C, and then press start. And then let go of the buttons.
Easy. Oh yeah. Oh well, it eluded me. I'll change it to Japanese. Okay, cool.
Don't put it on very hard, trust me.
yeah. You probably don't get any shields in that mode at all. But wow, cool. Got your option mode here. Right on. Think the Japanese version will be any easier?
No, honestly, it doesn't change anything except for the story cutscenes. And I think some of the UI.
Alright, folks, we're going to try one more run. I gotta get a little bit further. I know it. And you got my back.
I got you, man. You got this. No, we can't do cheat codes. That's not fun. Yeah, I do too. I don't know what it is about it. Like, it feels like there's more hazards, but at least, like, you know what's up. That's another thing. I don't know if you can actually crash into these asteroids. I think I've tried once and nothing happened. I wouldn't recommend trying it.
Yeah, but I tried it.
Oh, there you go. I know, I thought the same thing. Like, there's a later stage where you're going through, like, a wasteland of a shipyard. There's just junk all over the place, and I would bump into stuff like, oh, I'm still alive, and then bump into nothing like, oh, well, I'm dead now. The lesson is avoid everything. there's 15 different weapons in this game too.
Nice.
Yeah, so got quite a variety. There's no real one good weapon either, too, which is kind of nice. The game kind of wants you to use different ones.
Yeah, just whatever you feel comfortable with using.
Like if you were to get the mini boss's Giga Beam, you might think that's the best thing ever, but then you'll fight something that just gets around your shots, and you're just like, well, this is not the best gun after all.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, they're taking me to the top. So I see on that part right there, it shoots where to go, kind of. So I guess I'm on the top. We should be fine up here.
Yeah. You still get a shield.
Maybe I get that shield next level. That'd be awesome. Oh man, I crashed it.
They don't move very much, but they take a lot of hits.
I lost it.
I don't even think she hit you last time, so I think you can still do this.
Yeah. Even if I do get killed in the bonus, I think I can still get her. Just take a bit longer. Yeah, we made it. See, I'm getting better at the first level, though. That's a good thing. Just gotta remember to increase your speed when you fight this boss so you can move around fast.
True.
Oh! Dang it!
Oh no.
Yeah, I lost everything. I had it.
Yeah, her weak spot is like her midsection whenever her wings are open, I believe. corner, man.
Yeah.
Got it.
know why I'm messing up here right now. I feel like I had it. I got the pattern down. I'm just being too risky.
Yeah, once again, we're here with Radical Reggie. Give him a follow.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, pre-orders are closing on the 19th. We're going to run games, Castlevania games for North America, and a whole variety of European retailers. You can go visit our website, redfit.com/Gaiares, to see all the information. And we also are doing a giveaway right now for the next day to get your own free copy, which you can do by entering exclamation point giveaway in the chat, and it'll give you a link, and you can visit that, and it should work out for you.
Wow. I can't believe I messed that up.
Don't let the bad guys win.
At least not the first one. Jeez.
Little.
I think I'm just too antsy to fight me over. Just take my time. Relax.
Take those deep breaths.
Because when you got your upgraded weapons, obviously you guys see the fights won't last that long if you know what you're doing. If you have your default weapons, it's going to take a little bit. got the first one. Yeah. Man, I just wanted to get like a little bit further in the second level. We're finally back.
Mission complete. This game will definitely, if you didn't learn the first time, it'll keep teaching you.
Yeah. You feel like you're safe, you're not.
Yeah, we appreciate everyone showing up and chilling out and chatting it up. If you have any questions about the game or release or for Reggie, let us know.
Hopefully some of you guys are old enough to remember this game from back in the day. Andy, do you think shooters were really popular back in the day though? Like, I would say late 80s, early 90s.
They were in the arcade, and that's like from many years in researching this kind of stuff, where it's like you'll see a lot of the challenging shooters were amazing in arcades because they were quarter munchers. But on top of that, Japanese developers started really putting more effort into the sound, the visuals, the gameplay. I mean, you got like games like R-Type and and all this other stuff that had like, maybe it was vertical, maybe it was horizontal, maybe it had like a semi 3D. There were some that had like different layers where you could like fly high, or I think was it Raiden had that, where you had like 2 levels, or like you fly high or fly low, I believe. I might be wrong, but yeah, there's a lot of unique ways. Like it's not just a typical shoot 'em up. Oh, there's so many games with so many different mechanics, and I think popularity-wise, things kind of started picking up once all these home consoles started coming out, but they had to kind of make them easier so they're not so brutal. Exceptions being this one. And several others, actually. But yeah, I think it's a very unique mindset to like look at a shooter and be like, yeah, I want to play that, because it's a real big challenge. It would scare people away too. So I would scare them too. I mean, I don't remember. There was a tank game on the NES a long time ago. I forget the name of it. But I remember watching a cousin of mine play that, and I'm like, I do not think that's fun at all. But then when I played it, I just played it for like 4 or 5 hours straight. It was so much fun. So it's cool. There's a lot of shoot 'em up communities too, which I think is really great. They're always like, with all these gaming communities, it's always great to see like these little unique pockets of people just pop up and hype it up and everything. So it's really great. Gotta watch their lasers coming at you.
I found a good technique to use, but they keep doing the same thing. Satellite first. Oh, low. There we go. Kidding me.
Everything wants you dead.
Yep. Yeah, that's the one y'all gotta kill first.
Nice.
God.
Oh, nice. You got one of the bonus weapons.
Whew. Now these things are going away so fast.
Yep. I think this is, you've done like, I forget how X amount of captures.
Oh, it counted all.
Even if you die.
Even though this.
Try to hold on to this for a while. It's pretty
Yeah.
awesome. Those little tentacle armed enemies, you'll see them like throughout the game. They're so annoying.
So long, mini boss. Yes, I think he's out of here.
Yeah, this weapon should take you far. Just be careful. Yeah, the F formation weapon. That's what it is. This is another split path part.
What do you say? Where do you think we should go? Down or up?
It doesn't matter for this stage. I don't think. I think you'll get the same powers as just different enemies. Just don't capture any weapons. You're cool with this one.
Yeah. This will take us far, hopefully. I don't mess up again. So we're on our last life. I think the last continue. Maybe I'll beat the top score. That was another thing cool about these type of games. Arcade, you know, it's all about getting that high score. You live your initials in there.
Yeah, especially on the arcades.
Shit. Not this weapon again.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he crashed right into me. Wow. I gotta admit, that was fun. I just feel like I could have did better.
Yeah, like this game will make you feel that way a lot.
It will. It's a lot of fun though. Man, I'm happy you guys are really like re-release this again. You know, about to re-release this. You know, a lot of people don't really know about this game, and shoot 'em ups have gotten a lot popular, especially like with the certain like limited releases. You know, physical releases. You know, people are like looking back at some of the older games, and I don't think a lot of people know about this game except the hardcore. So it's really cool you guys are re-releasing this.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, especially like with when we did the Toe Plan releases and now
Mhm.
this one, and we're hoping to like. I mean, I hope we don't. People don't think we're only doing shooters, but like we're
No.
always looking to, bring out those diamonds, those hidden gems that not many people know about.
Right on, man. Are you well? I mean, I'll just throw it out there. I have a recommendation. Possibly, maybe you guys can look into it somehow in the future. But you know, Troubleshooter Vintage, that'd be pretty awesome if that got a release. But hey, I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know if you guys could do that, but hey, I just thought I'd throw this name out there.
Yeah, everything. I mean, we have so many recommendations and so many things that we want internally.
Right.
Whenever we get a chance to like talk to these companies and developers, it's we wanna get something that we like, but also something that everyone would really appreciate seeing again, especially like in the market nowadays. Like as a Coffee Cup Arcade said earlier, like the copies of original Gaiares go for like 200 plus for a complete set. The same thing we did with the 12 plan releases. A lot of those games were like super expensive. Uh, and Wily Wars as well. I mean, it's hard to find an original. So we always try to bring those classics back at a good price,
Right.
and if we can, we try to, you know, pay tribute to the game as well. Like with this release, we reached out to Jamie Bunker. We had a nice little chat with him, a little interview. We got the game art and all that stuff, a brand new manual. Uh, all this is it's a lot of work, but
I bet.
it's a passion. We like doing this stuff. We like the response it gets. We like seeing people open it up, and just appreciate what we do, appreciate what these companies did,
Yeah,
because it's part of gaming history. That's what it's all about.
it really is, man. And like you guys bringing the Wily Wars over here was awesome because that game didn't even get a physical release in America. We got it through SegaNet, if you remember that
Mhm.
downloadable service. That was the only way you could play that game in America.
Yeah,
Which is
the
outrageous.
Sega channel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
there were cartridges that still had the Wily Wars download on it too that were going for bonkers as well.
really, wow.
Hmm.
That's crazy. Undercover Cops is another one you guys released too, which is cool. That didn't get a release in America. That's a cool beat 'em up. You know, yeah, man, just keep up the good work. I appreciate you guys, and thanks for letting me try this game out and everything like that. Doing this stream, really appreciate you guys. Um, and I guess we'll end it here, guys. So just remember, the last day to pre-order this game is, I believe, it's December 19th. Is that this Sunday? Let me see here. Get my dates matched up. Let's do that. Let's see here. Yeah, this Sunday. So make sure you guys get your pre-orders by then and everything like that. So
Yep, get your pre-orders in. Join in on the giveaway here as well. I believe Limited Run Games is also doing the giveaway, and our friends over at Nintendo Life. So if you don't, you just tripled your chances by hearing this and joining all those giveaways.
yeah,
And if not, just throw it in a pre-order. Hey, get it for somebody's Christmas gift. Just tell them I owe you until spring 2022. But hey, it's gonna be a great gift either way.
yeah, seriously. Also, Castlemania Games is one of the places, right, Andy?
Yes, Castle Mini Games and Limited Run Games.
And Limited Run Games, those two places, guys. So definitely hit them up. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this stream. Thank you for watching. I am Radical Reggie, Retrobit. Thank you again, Andy. Appreciate you.
Yep,
And
anytime.
we are